ball travels faster than people. Nice job of getting up the floor.
Helena last year, 8 points a game. 80th career game on the farm, makes the first. Her signature game wasn't about scoring. It was 35 minutes and 55 seconds in the Pac-12 championship game, and she held Juju Watkins to single digits. That was the only time that the USC All-American was held to single digits, and that was on the heels of when Juju came here to Stanford, put up 51, a Maples record, and Elena just totally shut her down. And a long three for Yana Castillo.
As Coach DePillo said, they're going to rely on the three ball as well. They're going to play their style. Aggressive defense, legs up in your face, trap somewhat, press when they can, switch some defenses.
They played 2 Pac-12 schools last year. They lost 93-42 at USC and 97-38 at Colorado. Did LeMoyne.
Stanford had opportunity there with the offensive rebound, point blank, was not able to finish the deal.
Roberts for three, just short. Helena grabs the rebounds. Tana Lopolo didn't play in the exhibition game. Last year she nursed a knee injury for a lot of the year. Dimitri catch, fire three, short.
Here did a great job of recognizing the open player, was not able to deliver the pace so far. Stanford's playing with a lot of pace.
Bazzioni leaves it up top. Roberts driving in, Floorville, offensive foul. Apollo taking it.
Apollo did a great job with the pass and crash, taking that foul. You can see here, steps right in. Easy call for the official. Again, right there. You never want to make a pass while you're in the air. Great job of getting out, taking that foul.
Here's Courtney Ogden, was the number 10 overall recruit last year and a McDonald's All-American. It's her sophomore year here on the farm. She replaces Bascana. For Stanford, basically every single player, they expect to increase scoring averages. The bank is open for Megan Bazzioni.
Bazzioni was able to knock it down from distance. As you said, the bank is open even after hours.
Especially late in Syracuse. It's past 10 o'clock. LeMoyne made the trip from Syracuse to the Bay Area yesterday. Ogden, three on the way, short.
You know, Ogden likes to shoot the basketball, not afraid to shoot.
It's a crazy week for LeMoyne. They're going to travel to New York City tomorrow and face Stony Brook on Thursday. So they'll go across the country and back. Why not? Clark just threw it over her head. He is a freshman, and Coach DePillo told her last week, you're going to start.
Clark was wide open there. Just came to a nice jump stop. She would have easily been able to finish that second side.
How about the attitude here from Talana Lopolo? Just went at the ball and did not step down at all. Now, Talana Lopolo early on, Stanford is looking for that leader. They lost Cameron Brink, the number 2 overall pick in the draft. They lost Hannah Jump, who was a 5th-year player last year, all-time leading three-point shooter in Stanford history. And they lost Kiki Iriafen, who was their team leader in points. And Talana Lopolo, she is the point guard. She's been nursing a couple of injuries, so she already just checked out. But she's a player that Stanford needs to increase her scoring load a little bit more, but also the leadership.
Yeah, I'd love to see her score a little bit more as well. Leadership is important from the point guard position.
Apollo is just about 39% her first 2 years from three, and Stanford wants her to take more threes. Speaking of threes, Roberts is off.
As you can see, LeMoyne takes a lot of threes. Stanford running their Princeton offense.
Ogden wide open three. And they're going to keep it here. Anagasio's called for a foul. It's kind of pick your poison if you're Nick DePillo. You come out here to Stanford about 2,500 miles, and you're playing a team, obviously, that's one of the storied programs in college basketball. It is the first time since 1999 that Stanford is not in the preseason rankings in terms of the top 25, but they do come in as an underdog. It's just their second year as a Division I school. Mary Ashley Stevenson checks in for the first time in her Stanford career. Ogden pulls up, it's short, and then an over the back ball against Noonan. Mary Ashley Stevenson, 6'2", forward from New York, New York. She was born in South Carolina, transfer from Purdue. Stevenson averaged 10 points, 5 rebounds a game, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year last year. And her and Tess Heel, the 2 undergrad transfers. Heel is unavailable for Stanford today. She scored 18 points a game down the road at Santa Clara. She's day-to-day. Stanford hopes to have her Thursday against Washington State.
It's a great closeout by Ogden.
Jackie Casino misses a 3.
Great box out.
Here's Chloe Clardy, sophomore from Arkansas. Dimitri faked the 3, cross court. Harriel takes the 3 and knocks it down. Shania Harriel last year led Stanford in three-point percentage, and she's another player that the Cardinals need to step up this year.
Yeah, you need to have her step up as well. It's going to be by committee. Talked to Coach Payne. She said at least 10 players will play in this rotation.
And something her predecessor, Tara Vanderveer, did quite often over the years. That rotation will start 10-11, and as the season goes on, it'll kind of tighten up a little bit. Now the Cardinals force a turnover. They're up by 1 in game 1 of the Kate Pay era here at Stanford. Kate Pay, her first game in charge here at Stanford, and she is no stranger to the farm as Dimitri misses a 3. Her dad was a running back at Stanford. Her mom went to Stanford. Her brother was starting quarterback and starting point guard at Stanford. She played here. She coached here for 17 years, 7 as an associate head coach. Short on the shot, and she loves Stanford. She grew up literally in Maples, and her brother was a point guard for the men and also the starting quarterback. She used to come to Maples all the time in NPJ. Shania Harriel knocks down her second 3 of the game.
She told a great story about when she came to the Stanford camp. When you asked her about the first time she met the head coach, the Hall of Fame head coach.
And she said Tara Vanderveer was hired in May of 1985. In June of 1985, she remembers coming to Stanford basketball camp at the old Maples Pavilion before they remodeled it, and that was the first time she met Tara. Stevenson down low, too strong. And Clark got knocked over. They're going to call a foul against Dimitri. We knew she fouled her and kind of picked her up.
Kate had a great opportunity there. There's a 3 again. She lined it up. Her second 3 ball, as you mentioned earlier, led the team in percentage last year. Picked up where she left off.
Kate, 6 years in professional basketball. She got her JD and MBA from Stanford. Was a lawyer for a while, but the itch came back to coaching. She was at San Diego State, came here to Stanford in 2007. First 4 years here she was at Stanford. They went to the Final Four, and she has made her way, made that 6-inch move from the associate head coach. We see Tempe Brown. She got a promotion to associate head coach to now the head coach. By the way, to Kate's left and to your screen's right, that's Heather Osterly, her first year as an assistant here at Stanford. Kyle Smith, he brought in everybody was new with the men's basketball program. With the women's basketball program, Heather Osterly is the only new assistant coach, and that's a lot of, you never see that type of turnover or lack of turnover with a new head coach.
Well, all of the coaches coached before, so they all knew one another. So it's really, they just kind of elevated one step up.
Here's Brianna Williams. Canadians in for the first time. Shot from Roberts is off the side of the backboard. Stanford wants to push it this year. It's deflected away onto the bench. And one last quick point. 1995 was Kate Pay's senior year. That team lost in the NCAA semifinal. On that team was Bobby Kelsey, future head coach, Sharman Smith, the head coach at Cal, Vanessa Nygaard, who was the coach of the Phoenix Mercury in the WNBA, and Heather Owen, who was a longtime Stanford associate AD and just went over to Santa Clara. So it has been for a long time in that group, and people who have played under Tara Vanderveer's blood to become a coach.
There's a lot of talent on that team as well. You mentioned some Stanford legends.
Helena in Clardy. Mascana open lefty three on the way, in and out.
It's a good look.
Roberts has been very active for LeMoyne. She just picked up the rebound. That's her 7th rebound, or 8th, pardon me. They just updated the stats. She's got 8, Stanford's got 8. Hayden Roberts, a grad student from Holland Hatton, New York. And right on cue, she knocks down her first 3. So she's got 8 rebounds, an assist, and 3 points in 8 minutes.
3 for 9 so far from downtown.
9 of the 12 attempts for LeMoyne are from deep. Clardy in the corner. All of last year, Chloe hit just 2 threes, but she has really improved her shooting, and Stanford is, again, they're kind of imploring players, take more threes.
So far, 19 threes between both teams.
Amaya McLeod into the game for the first time. She passed it off right, and then I think a loose ball foul is against the Cardinal.
I'll tell you what, Tim, you take a look at the floor, you see the size that Stanford imposes on LeMoyne.
Angelina Suffren, Tim Wrench, Trevor Inoue, those are your officiating crew for opening night. 2 free throws here for McLeod. Did not play last year with Youngstown State, had a hip injury, and when Nick DiPillo took over, he interviewed for the job, and we mentioned it, he got hired June 1st, so in between when he interviewed and got hired, he made a list of players in the portal that he wanted to reach out to, talk to, and McLeod was one of those players that was near the top of the list. Is the Cardinal, again, they want to push it more this year, just a little bit too quick there, Coach.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you manage the basketball. The first pass is the most important pass. Without the first pass, Tim, you can't get to the second pass. So you want to make sure you give a chance to make an attempt at the rim.
In the exhibition game against CSULA, Stanford, every opportunity pushing. Zara Adeyemi, he's a sophomore from Brooklyn, New York. He's asking for a download. She just came in. Minute left in the first quarter. Stanford up by 3. Down low, the block. McLeod's denied. Stanford, again, they want to push it every time they can. Ariel fakes the 3, gives it up. Dimitri, 3 on the way. Good! The last time Stanford played a game here at Maples, Brooke Dimitri brought the house down in his second round overtime win against Iowa State, hitting 2 monster threes in that fourth quarter and overtime.
That was an excellent job. Stanford went to their secondary break. Dimitri was able to step in for the long ball, was able to knock it down.
Clardy knocked it away. The last off of her. You see Chloe, first player ever from Arkansas to Stanford, was a top 40 recruit. She played about 9.5 minutes a game last year, but Joaquin, we're talking, Nunu played 15 minutes a game. Dimitri was 21 minutes a game. All of those numbers are going to go way up this year. The Cardinal losing their top 3 leading scorers.
It's a great opportunity.
And I don't think Zioni knew about the clock, so 12 seconds left on the shot clock violation.
And LeMoyne currently has 1 for 8 so far defensively. Stanford's been in lockdown on the defensive end, extending the lead to 6.
Clardy tried to go down low, and that'll do it. So LeMoyne hanging tough with Stanford, but this Brooke Dimitri 3 gives the Cardinal a 6-point lead after 1 here on ACC Network Extra. Well, it's the first game in charge for Kate Pay here at Stanford, but she is no stranger to the farm. One of the toughest defensive guards Stanford has ever had, a national champion back in 1992, an assistant for years under Tara Vanderveer. And April 16th, she was named the head coach here at Stanford. She was born at Stanford Hospital. Her parents went to Stanford. Her brother was a 2-sport star here. And she was originally a walk-on at Stanford. She turned down some Ivy League offers. Always wanted to come and play at Stanford, and she earned her scholarship after a year.
Stanford showing their split action, had an opportunity as Ogden was diving down. She was missed for that opportunity for a layup. I'm sure that's something that they're going to continue to work on get acclimated, get the continuity, offense, and flow. That's why you play these games, Tim. Got a lot of newcomers as well. Opportunity for them to play. It'll take some time to gel.
Agostino was denied there by Nunu Aguero. Not officially a block, but she really affected that shot. Stanford will miss Cameron Brink, who is the National Defensive Player of the Year twice. She is in the house tonight. Nunu Aguero knocks down a three in the corner.
So they ran that similar action earlier for the same three ball in the right corner pocket. Aguero steps up to knocks it down as well.
And Nunu last year shot it well from deep. He only took 17 threes. And again, one of the messages from the Stanford coaches to their players this year is, I've said it a couple of times already, take more threes. And Nunu is one of the players they want to take more threes. She made just 6 all last year, shot about 40% from deep.
Well, I think this year she will have more opportunities to take the threes. As a sophomore, she has more confidence. She knows she's going to play X amount of minutes as well. So she's going to be more comfortable in that role.
Stanford lost to graduation, Hannah Jump, their all-time leader in threes made. She was at the exhibition game. She's been working out with the team and just went out to Europe to play professional. Offensive foul. That's the second offensive foul drawn by the Cardinal.
Nice job moving her feet. Point guard does a great job extending her hands high, but not reaching down for the foul.
Talana Lopolo was a starting point guard her freshman year at Stanford, which basically never happens.
Lopolo has a charge and also another foul, so she's drawn 2 fouls on the defensive end.
Got a jump ball as well that she was able to grab onto. Stevenson, extra pass, Dimitri, catch, fire, threes on the way and down.
You have to love the unselfish play by Stevenson. She had it, but she said, I'm gonna go one more and get a better shot.
Stanford has their biggest lead at 12, 6-0 to start the second quarter.
All the threes have come from the right corner as well.
It's thrown away, it was deflected by Mary Ashley Stevenson.
I love that play here. Stevenson said, no, I'm gonna give you the shot in the corner to knock down. She had an opportunity as well, but that's that unselfish play. Know where your shooters are at, give them an opportunity.
Well, we asked Coach Pay about Stevenson. Her eyes lit up, and she said, the first thing she said, she's awesome. And she's been an incredible presence for this team, super positive, endless energy, a very welcome addition. Just 3 all-time undergrad transfers for Stanford, and 2 of them are on this team and came in this year. Stevenson on cue, in and out.
Brings that intensity, lunch pail mentality.
Jessica Wangalo, Canadian player, in for the first time. Clark's 3 is off. Lopolo gets the board.
That's a great box out as well. Secured a rebound. Meach did a great job.
Ariel goes to the line.
Nice pass, Ariel, the Euro step. She has an opportunity for 2 free throws as well. Take a look here, nice pass by
First
Lopolo.
personal, number 2, Eli
There's
Clark.
a Euro step
Second
inside,
team foul.
foul on the ground.
Chloe Clark,
Shooting
Cardinal.
motion. She'll be shooting 2.
Janiyah redshirted her first year at Stanford. Her second year, about 6 minutes a game. Last year, up to 13 minutes a game. Made a couple of spot starts, 4 points per game, and she shot the ball very well. And we're sounding like broken records, but she will have a much bigger role. She got the start tonight.
And that's all you can ask for, right? Opportunities to play.
This is both free throws. She's an excellent shooter. Couldn't get the free throws to go.
And we always talk about turnovers, but again, missed free throws too. In this case, it's all but a turnover, although it doesn't show up in the stat line.
Gallo from Capitol Courts Academy. Transferred from Buffalo. Shot was off. Lopolo again is there. Talana Lopolo last year fought through a lot of injuries. She was not 100% in any part of the year. She missed the exhibition game, but she has come out with an incredible amount of energy.
Yeah, her DNA is all over this game so far. A couple of fouls drawn against her, a jump ball as well, deflection out of bounds. A couple assists.
Gallo fouled on her way to the hoop. Not a lot of fouls called. That one's against Brooke Dimitri.
Second personal on
That's her
the
second.
line, Brooke Dimitri. Second team foul.
Overall, you
Mary
mentioned
Orson
those 16
Stevenson
fouls.
for the Cardinals.
That bodes well and allows you to play aggressive on the defensive end.
How about this offense for Stanford thus far? 7 buckets, 7 assists.
They did a great job of sharing the basketball.
Fazioni kicks to Wangalo. Played 12 games at Buffalo last year, and that's her first collegiate bucket. She played 84 minutes last year for the Bulls in Western New York, and didn't hit and make a field goal.
Yeah, she was able to get inside from a little jump stop, jump hook over the left shoulder.
14 and now 15 of the 22 attempts for Stanford are threes, and the Cardinals' first 8 buckets are threes. Stanford hasn't made it 2 yet.
It definitely follows the script. She said one of them shoot more threes. Guess what? They've made 8 so far.
And Coach DePolo said you kind of got to pick your poison when you come out here and face a team like Stanford. 3 on the way for Roberts is in.
The answer 3, you mentioned Coach DePolo said we can't allow them to beat us up inside the painted area, so we're going to have to give up the threes. We can't allow them to beat us up inside.
Janaya knocks down another 3. It's her third.
So 9 threes so far in the first half. You couldn't script it any better than that.
Nunu runs the floor. There's the first 2 for the Cardinals.
It's a nice advance pass. Garrett was able to finish. Stanford scores again. That's their first 2.
Cardinal have opened it up to 15, their biggest lead so far. It is a 3 party on the farm. Cameron Brink returning to the farm, the number 2 overall pick with the LA Sparks. Tore her ACL, and we hope Cameron's recovery's going well. 18 points, 11 rebounds, led the NCAA in blocks. First team All-American last year, was the best defensive player maybe in Stanford history. And one of the 3 big pillars that the Cardinal have to figure out, how will they replace? One way is just hit a bunch of threes. That always works.
Yeah, 9 threes, definitely 27 points from behind the arc. Only 1 2-point field goal. That definitely can be the recipe for success.
Stanford record for threes is 16. And again, a first look here for Cardinal fans at Shea Ijiwaya, who is a dynamo, quick player. Clardy in the corner, 3, good on the pass from Shea. Talking to KP, much like Tara Vanderveer, they are encyclopedias of Stanford women's basketball. And I was asking, when's the last time Stanford had a player as quick as Shea? And she couldn't think of one.
Too many steps.
Traveling in the
See here,
lane.
downhill, finds the open person in the corner for the 10th 3 ball in the half. You mentioned, Tim, how many is the record in terms of threes in the half?
11 for a half.
That's
Bad inbound by Stanford. They just turned it over.
Yeah, it's a turnover. You can't move
Kennedy Ume
in that situation there, but 11 threes in the half. They're already at 10.
Here's another freshman, Kennedy Ume, who's kind of really the only pure center and the only listed center on the roster. 6'4", from the McDonough School, Columbia, Maryland. Was a Jordan All-American, number 44 recruit in the country. Very physical player, likes to pass the ball, which you don't always see out of post players.
And she mentioned she loves to pass the basketball. We talked to the head coach prior to the game, which is something usually when you get to the post player, it just goes in and never comes out.
Nice floater. McLeod.
McLeod again getting to the rim. Scored earlier. Scored the last 2 buckets for LeMoyne.
Saw Shea bring it up. And she plays at a pace that Stanford really likes, and she is an excellent defensive player. She might be 5'6", but they were saying too, she's one of the stronger players on the team.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to work on that pass as well. The entry pass needs to be thrown to the outside hand, kind of made a direct pass. Can't do that at the collegiate level. I'm sure that's something they're going to work on.
How about this? Last year, Chloe Clardy hit 2 threes for the season, and she's got 3 already tonight.
She's starting off on the right foot with Stanford as a team with 10. That's been the emphasis, shooting the ball from behind the arc. They've already knocked down 10.
Here's Chloe. Great defensive player herself. Nunu, corner three on the way, short.
So they're running that same set out of the Princeton offense, throwing it to the corner as a live ball turnover.
And you see the speed of Clardy, blocked out of play. Great defense from McLeod.
Yeah, McLeod didn't give up on that play. But Stanford has been successful running the same chin action little Princeton series, and they're swinging it over to the right corner as the defense is all attention, as the gravity is right at the middle of the floor.
Saw McLeod from Rome, New York, just east of Syracuse, went to RFA, Rome Free Academy. Pascana dumps it down. Kennedy looking for her first bucket in a Stanford uniform. Out for Elena.
I think Kennedy, if she could get that back again, she had an opportunity to go up strong.
Elena three on the way, cans it. Pascana, the 11-3, that ties the school record for a half. It's 11 threes and 1-2.
24 seconds, they took off the shot clock and said, you know what, I'm gonna knock down this three ball with 11th three in the half.
Well, it's one thing that Stanford thought they could do better than they did last year. Cardinal, in terms of three-pointers made last year, they were 62nd in the country. They made 7 per game.
Well, this is a great way to start because the average is going to be 11 at least at the minimum at the start of the next game. I'm sure they're going to make even more as we have the entire second half.
Ariel for 12, got it! It is raining threes in Naples.
Virtually impossible to beat any team that made 12 threes in a half. You usually find that in the game.
Man, 12 threes in a game is great. There's a block from Nunu, 2-on-1. Pascana, Stevenson, there's her first bucket at Stanford. Timeout LeMoyne. Stanford has 41 already, and they're up 41-19.
Stanford is either knocking down the ball from behind the arc or they get live ball turnovers for layups.
2:13 remaining in the second, 41-19 Stanford. It's funny, I was talking to some people around LeMoyne. They were saying they've never given up 100 in school history. Well, the way Stanford is shooting threes, that could end tonight.
You take a look, nice job in the odd man transition, was able to finish. Stevenson did a great job of filling. Live ball turnover. Virtually impossible to stop defensively, and Stanford is putting on a clinic. 41-19 with 12 threes in the first half.
Elena Pascana, a really talented player, 6'2" senior out of Athens, Greece, started most of last year. And just about 7 points a game for the Cardinal, and she forces a turnover. Pascana goes right into the body, blocking foul, and 2 free throws here for Elena.
So the defense of Pascana was able to get the live ball turnover again and attack the glass. Didn't give up on it. She had one mission, was to try to get a layup. She will be rewarded with a couple of free throws.
2 free throws for Elena. First is in. Lefty's excellent shooter, 75% from the free throw line last year. Career high 18 against Norfolk State. And she got a little bit of everything at 16, 7, and 5 against Florida State last year in Las Vegas. Of course, now Florida State is a conference mate of Stanford. 18 teams in the ACC. Top 15 make in the ACC tournament. Elena, another steal. She jumps the handoff. And she was fouled as she went up with her offhand. And the Cardinal trying to build on this 24-point lead.
Yeah, nice aggressiveness on the perimeter. She was able to get her hands in dig down, was able to get the steal. Another live ball turnover again. She'll be rewarded for a couple more free throws.
A big point of emphasis for Kate Pay and her staff. Tempe Brown, we mentioned her, the associate head coach. She had retired from coaching. She came back last year. It's her 9th year at Stanford. Katie Stedding, a national champion for the 1990 team. Jeanette Poland, a member of the staff for a few years. It's her first year as an assistant. Erica McCall played at Stanford. Heather Osterly, you see to the left of Kate Pay. She was the first ever intern that Tara Vanderveer had here at Stanford. But it is a staff that knows each other very, very well, and that's rare for a new head coach.
Yeah, again, they have some familiarity as well. So the learning curve isn't that far because they have the culture. They know exactly how Stanford basketball is played.
Stanford defensively this year, I was told a little bit more activity, a little bit quicker. They'll force more steals. Obviously less length, losing Cameron Brink, the nation's leader in blocks, as there's a jump ball. But we're going to see more activity from Stanford defensively from their guards and wings.
Yeah, defense by committee. Everyone has to be committed. Everyone has to be on his string, moving with the direction of the ball, the pass as well. You can see that so far, a lot of live ball turnovers.
Badzioni, transfer from Bryant, hails from Rhode Island, left it off to the transfer from Delaware, Jacka Casino.
That's her second three. 2 for 5.
Nick Capilla went in the portal, and Agassia was one of the players he kind of targeted. So we knew her. He's a big New Jersey guy. She's from New Jersey. Pascana three's off. 2 players Stanford added. This is kind of interesting too. Mary Ashley Stevenson and Tess Heel. Both of them Stanford had recruited, so they knew them. They weren't strangers. Nunu leaves it off. Clardy, the wide open layup. The Cardinal lead is 25.
Defensively, they're making it happen. They're getting a lot of easy layups. That coupled with shots from behind the arc, 12 threes, recipe for success.
First quarter was 16-10. The second quarter so far, Coach Wallace, 31-12.
And you can tell. They're getting out in transition, easy baskets.
Just thrown up. Offensive foul. That's the 11th turnover by LeMoyne, and I think it's the 3rd charge Stanford's taken.
At least 3 charges. But again, getting outside, restricted area, easy call for the official. So Stanford now with 6.8 seconds remaining in the half.
6.8 seconds left. Stanford will run Stevenson off the floor. The referees are trying to stop, saying, no, you're only allowed to have 5, not 6.
Defensively, LeMoyne said they feel like they have 6 players on the floor.
Clardy to Harriel to beat the clock. She's fouled, though.
It works out even better. You never want to foul a jump shooter, in particular one shooting from behind the arc. 3 free throws with 2.4 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Great job of breaking the press, recognizing 3 balls short, but she will be shooting 3.
Wangalo got her. It's her second. Denaya makes the first. Hails from Sacramento. You got to give her the shooting space to come down. Seconds in. Cardinal 7 for 10 at the free throw line. 57% from deep and 47% from the floor. All 3 good for Janaya, who has 15. First appearance here for Harper Peterson, freshman from the Sacramento area, top 100 recruit. Galo's shots short. And a 50-piece put up by Stanford in the first half. The Cardinal running at will, and Chloe Clardy able to help lead Stanford to a 28-point lead in the first 20 minutes of the Kate Pay era on the farm. Now Stanford exploding for 50 points in the first half. 12 threes. That's a record for a half here at Stanford for the Cardinal as they lead LeMoyne 50-22. Well, earlier on during the preparations to this 24-25 year, we had a chance to mic up the new head coach of the Stanford Cardinal, Kate Pay.
Let's really maximize our opportunity today, okay? This is a really big day. Enjoy it out here. We're starting with backdoor layups. Here you go. We love that, Bill. All in, Lamouille! I love it too, Elena! Nice reversal pass, Jay. Lead them, lead them, lead them! Guards lead the way. Cut high, Stanford! Go back door! Time it! Nice pass, T. Try to pass ahead of her, Kennedy. You guys, you'll get this play if you go hard! Lauren, lead her, lead her! Pick and roll. It is getting better. Wait on your screen. Use your screen. Roll hard. Nice, nice. Keep going downhill. Going downhill. Nice play court. Nice. There it is. Nice little pocket pass, Stavi. Triple! Good job. This basket had it going on. Good job down here. Good job, court. Good job, Lauren. Good job, team. I'm just excited. All right, take your time. Hydrate. Get a snack. Not a nap time, but a snack time. Like a real slick pass. Make a slick pass. Cut hard. Cut, cut. Once you get below that free throw line, you're going to the basket. Oh, nice little play, Tom. Nice, Tom. Nice play, Lauren Green. Good. Push it, Chloe. Push it. Nice, Chloe. Nice play, Chloe. Nice shot. Stop. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Box, box, box. Nice finish, Jay. Stay down. Hold your ground. Nice, Elena. Use a fake, Harper. Use a fake. If I'm closing out to Tess, if I run right at her like this, she's going to go right to the middle. I have to close out, split her foot right like this, dictate where she's going to go. You're giving up middle over and over and over again. Make the correction. Good, good. No middle. Nice, Elena. Good. No middle. White ball, white ball, white ball, you, T. Way to push it, T. You got it. She's open soon. Good job. Pace. There it is, White. That's better. Nice, Nunu. Nice, Nunu. Push up and fall through. Push up and fall through. Way to shoot it, Elena. If you are even with the ball or behind it, flow right into that stuff. We are icing in the on-ball screens. Here we go. White on three. 1, 2, 3. White. I love Kate. Oh, face up. Nice pass, Kennedy. Nice. You gotta go. Nice play, run. All right, you guys gotta play basketball here. I don't know what that was out there. All right, then all of a sudden you come down, you run offense like we work on, you get a good shot. All right, you guys gotta play smart. Value being out here. Don't just go through the motions. Oh, rebound. On the move, team. On the move. Through the middle, team. Push it. Way to run, New. Give it up. Look in. Face up. Nice, Nunu. All right, I'm calling that game. I'm calling that game. Good job, y'all. Hey, you got to come out here ready to play every single time. All right, great job, you guys. See everybody tomorrow.
Well, not just the debut for Kate Pay, but also Kyle Smith, who won a game, but then his team was throwing T-shirts out during the women's game, and the men's head coach, he's saying, why can't I get a T-shirt?
I'm sure they're going to do some extra running because of that as well.
85-62 Stanford beat Denver, and Maxine Renault came back for his 4th year, and I've never seen a 7-1 guy do this.
And he was active throughout the entire game as well, so why he's going to be one of the best players in the country. And again, we may see him 4 years playing for the French national team.
Well, for Stanford, it was an excellent first half, highlighted by 12 triples, and they lead 50-22.
Well, you take a look at it, you have 12 triples, a variety of players, but in particular, Harrell. She was 4 out of 5, so she did a great job. A lot of spacing on the floor as well. You can see here, Aguirre as well, getting into the action, but great ball movement, woman movement as well. Great job by Stanford. 12 threes. And guess what? We have an entire second half to go as well.
Now for Stanford, as we're back with Coach Joaquin Wallace, Tim Swartz with you. 15 made buckets, 14 assists.
That's incredible. And think about it. 14 assists, 12 threes. I mean, so you couldn't script it any better. I'm sure Coach Payne said, listen, let's continue to do the things that we did in the first half. They've been preaching shooting more threes, and they've rewarded them as well with 12 threes in the first half.
And those 12 threes, a school record for a half. Stanford, some of the pay points, they are a +1 rebounding-wise. They're from the fields are at 47%. That was powered by the second quarter. Stanford was 31% in the first quarter, and they shot a blistering 63% from the field in a 34-point second quarter.
And, you know, you look at the assists, +10, 14 to 4. Rebounds, 19 to 18, but guess what? They haven't missed that many shots. So LeMoyne hasn't had an opportunity to get any rebounds as well. 15 out of 32 field goal shooting, 6 points in the paint. You have to like what they're doing so far. Just continue with the same effort, and we may see a record here in the second half.
First half in the books for Kate Pay and the Cardinal. Stanford leads by 28. The second half coming up next on ACC Network Extra. Big lead for Stanford as we're about to start the second half. LeMoyne's first trip to Stanford. And they're in their second year, part of their Division I transition. They are located in Syracuse, New York. And Iggy the Dolphin's their mascot. It's actually the first of 2 Syracuse teams that will come here to the farm. The Syracuse women's basketball team will play here, the Syracuse men as well. And Nick DiPillo, you know, he's had a whirlwind few months. He was hired June 1st. We mentioned that. The part we didn't mention is probably the important part. His wife, Kelsey, was 7.5 months pregnant. Antonio was born. So congratulations to Coach DiPillo, Kelsey, and his whole family. He's got his 3-month-old Antonio. They call him the Trilogy because he was his third kid. They've also got Frankie, who's 2.5. Coach Wallace and I are fathers, and Coach DiPillo was asking me on the phone the other night. I've got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. He said, please tell me it gets easier.
Well, you can ask me. I mean, I have 3 kids that are adults now, so, and 1 grandchild. So, again, we're going through it again with the grandchild, but it's a great experience. Treasure it because it will be gone really fast.
A special shout out to Kelsey. He said, I was talking to him, he is sure she'll be up watching this one out in Syracuse. It's 11 o'clock in the Salt City. And he's a big New Jersey guy, really happy to get a head coaching job 4 hours from home. And he's going to recruit New Jersey hard. He's really excited about the class they have coming in next year, and he's so happy to have his first Division I head coaching opportunity. Dimitri knocks down a shot, a rare 2-pointer. Stanford didn't hit a 2-point shot until halfway through the second quarter.
So they started off with the same offense, little Princeton series, but they ran a little action that was a little different. Instead of going for the 3-ball in the corner, they go to an on-ball screen and a pick and pop and a drive for the nice mid-range jump shot.
Stanford is up by 30. It's been 36-12 since the first quarter. Clark fouled on her way to the bucket. This is one of the players that Coach DiPillo and his staff so excited about. She's from Oakhurst, New Jersey, to Ocean Township High School. But both these coaches, Kate Hay, Nick DiPillo, in their first game as a head coach. You were a head coach, Dr. Wallace, at the collegiate level at San Francisco State. What is it like to coach in that first game?
A lot of nerves. You want to make sure that everything that you worked on, it comes to fruition. But, you know, one thing that happens, Tim, you're so tired mentally and physically because you put so much into the game itself, regardless of whether you win or lose, it's mentally exhausting as well.
Scotto was fouled. And Nick DiPillo, he was a head coach at D3 Scranton, went 58-8. He loved it there. One of the reasons why he took LeMoyne is he thought LeMoyne reminded him a lot of Scranton. Worked in the agent business, WNBA, D3, D1 assistant. He's seen it all. Deflected away out of play. You see Nick with the New York Liberty. He was an agent for a while, working players out. And said once he left the coaching business, he missed it. He missed the relationships. Stevenson commits a foul there after she misses the shot.
That was a nice entry pass to Stevenson. She was not able to gather herself.
Stevenson went to the Dalton School in New York City. He was one of the top freshmen in the country last year. He was voted by the media as the Big Ten Freshman of the Year at Purdue.
And she has 5 assists so far.
You'll see the bigs pick up assists in this Princeton offense.
You have to be able to pass, recognize.
Clark just throws one up trying to beat the shot clock. Clock goes off for a very long time. Roberts led the way for the Dolphins in the first. 6 points and 11 rebounds.
Clark still looking for her first points in her collegiate career.
Ariel. Pascana, high arcing three. Good. Lucky number 13 from deep.
The Baker's dozen, 13 threes. What's the record, Tim?
16 for Stanford. A couple of years ago, it was at the start of the 2018 season, they had it against Idaho, a game where Stanford scored, I believe, over 100. Roberts, deep down low against Harriel. Good defense from Janai. LaPolo, all the way down for Nunu. Right hand layups in.
Nice job running the front of the rim. Guerra. LaPolo kept her chin up. They were to lead her teammate for the easy basket.
Three straight away for Roberts. She's a point short of a double-double.
Yeah, 9 points so far.
She was part of LeMoyne when they were Division II. She went off for 12 and 8 her last Division II season. 87th game at LeMoyne between their Division II and Division I days. A rare missed three. Stanford is 13 for 23, well over 50% from deep. Substitutions for the Cardinal: Courtney Ogden, Chloe Clardy are in for LaPolo, and LaGuerra had run off the floor for a second for Pascana.
Yeah, Gary has to get used to playing these minutes. Remember, last year, 15 minutes a game. Now she's expected to play at least 32.
Stevenson steals it away. Nunu, nice pull-up from 12, short.
It's a nice piece of the game that she's going to have to develop. The lefty, get the touch around the rim, but nice idea.
Stanford led by as many as 34. Advantage is 31 right now.
Chloe Clark got her hand in the cookie jar on that one.
Big round of applause for Stavi Papadaki, 5'11" junior. Hails from Greece. And Stavi last year got into 17 games. Didn't score any points, so that's a big thing. Stanford wants to get Stavi on the board.
It'd only be appropriate if she knocked down the three.
A really good three-point shooter on the defense. Stavi says no, no, no.
The excitement with her teammate as well. The long arm of the law, you can see here. Thought she had her beat, said nope, not today.
That ball did hit the rim, so a fresh 20 for the Dolphins. Roberts from way downtown. That's off. The offensive rebound ends up with Adeyemi, and then free throw line jumper off. Cardinal get the rebounds.
Nice job. Ogden getting the rebound.
Courtney Ogden from Atlanta, really skilled player.
Picked up her dribble.
Nunu, right to the hoop.
Nunu goes to the right side, the second side, left hand, and said, I want to show you I can use my right hand as well.
Adeyemi. Bounce pass in the corner. Roberts, she's just going to let it fly. That's off. again. It's saved right to Papadakis, so 5 on 4. Chloe, right to the hoop.
Chloe did a great job of not settling, kind of in and out dribble, was able to finish for the layup.
4:58 left in the third. Stanford is cruising, up by 35. Well, the entire history of Stanford women's basketball, they had 1 undergrad transfer ever. This year they got 2. You see Mary Ashley Stevenson. There's Tess Heel, who's unavailable for tonight. Tess, the Australian, 5'10", played at Santa Clara. She was 4th in the NCAA in free throws made last year. The 3 players ahead of her, Juju Watkins, Caitlin Clark, and Angel Reese.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch Tess Hill her freshman year, and she plays with a lot of passion.
And top 50 in the NCAA in points and assists, 8th in the country in free throws made, 4th in free throws attempted. She had a 40-point game at Santa Clara. Layups in. Talking to Kate Pay about Tess, he said she's tough, hard-nosed. She's out tonight, something minor, but just a really, really welcome addition. Nunu again down low.
That's a nice pass by Ogden. Garrett did a great job of sealing off into a strong hand. One hard dribble, used the glass for the finish.
This is the Cardinals' biggest lead at 35. Foul. Cloud will go to the line.
Second personal,
You know, Tim, what's so impressive about this performance? 16 assists on 21 made baskets.
Cardinal are cruising up by 35. Back after this on ACC Network Extra. Now Stanford leading big time by 35, and Tanana Lopolo hasn't scored, but she has brought some attitude tonight.
Yeah, she's playing with a lot of intensity. Had a couple of drawn fouls as well on some charges, created a jump ball. Her presence has been well known in this game. Her DNA is all over it.
Christian McLeod is good. Tanana Lopolo, the junior, she started as a freshman at point guard, which has never happened at Stanford. Second free throw's off. And she's shown some more personality this year. Ariel thought about the 3. They dump it down to the pinch post. Nunu, turnaround, good for Aguera.
That's a nice job by Aguera. Goes with a strong hand. Was able to elevate, knock it down.
Stanford hit 12 threes in the first half. And just 1-2 in the second half. It's 6 twos and 1 3.
You want to make sure they have a balanced attack.
Sydney Postel, sophomore from the Rochester area in central New York. Shea throws up a 3, no good. Aguera couldn't get it to go.
Against Stanford, when they go to that Princeton-style offense, they're making the pass from the pinch post to the opposite side corner, as you can see, as Aguera again being aggressive on the inside. Used her inside, her right hand versus her inside hand, her left hand. I think if she went with her left hand, Tim, she had a better shot at making that. We call it the sneaky hand. She has a chance for a couple of free throws as well.
Nunu Aguera, she played high school basketball with Paige Beckers, the All-American, who returned for her 5th year at Connecticut. Was the #1 recruit in the country. At Hopkins High School in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Stanford played in the 2022 Final Four in Minneapolis against Paige Beckers in Connecticut.
Nice scoring balance for the Cardinal as well. Aguera now starting to percolate with 13 points. Harrell has 15.
Clardy's got 13. 14 for Boscana. Those are the 4 leading scorers of the game.
Couldn't draw it up any better.
Losing the players Stanford lost. Oh, what a move by Ogden! And Shea lays it up and in.
Yeah, Ogden used the snatch-back dribble, stood up her defender, drove baseline. The nice pass.
Juoye hits her first bucket in Division I basketball. Traveling. talking about, you lose Cameron Brink, 19 points a game, or 18 points a game. You lose Kiki Iriafen, who had 19 that led Stanford. Hannah Jump more than 10. It's not going to be one player that's going to replace them.
Yeah, Joy did a great job of moving without the basketball. Again, they like to use a dribble handoff in this Princeton series.
Ogden, strong to the hoop.
Ogden did a great job of getting downhill. Had a chance for the pocket pass as well, decided to go in for the layup.
She opens her 24-25 account. It was kind of a tough freshman season for Courtney, had to deal with a lot of different little injuries.
Has to feel good for her to get on the board as well.
More good defense from the Cardinal. Ogden, bounce pass. Aguera, layup.
Aguera does a great job of running rim to rim, and her teammates find her again for another layup.
7-0 run in 90 seconds for Stanford. 41-point lead, their largest of the game.
You have to reward your bigs when they run the floor. Aguera's getting huge opportunities, paying dividends so far.
Great recover defense from Stevenson. Joye, we were told she loves to run. Harriel, 3-ball, corner pocket. Shania's got a career high 18, and Stanford has a 44-point lead.
She's able to knock down the 3-ball as well in transition. 4 for 4 from behind the arc. Actually, it's updated now 5 for 5, 15 points from behind the arc. So this is when it's fun, Tim, when you get out and run and work on the things you do in practice. Coach Pate was very, very decisive in how she wants her team to play. They want to play from behind the arc, shoot a lot of threes, and so far, so good. You have a lot of film to break down.
Kennedy
Ume checks back in. Stanford is very excited about their 3 freshmen.
Sydney Postel at the line.
Great character, great work ethic, and all super positive. First free throw is in for Postel. 15 games last year for Sydney, majoring in business with a concentration in marketing from Churchville, New York.
So, Tim, now we'll see if Stanford will be hunting for this at least 3 more threes to break the record. We have a whole entire 4th quarter. As long as they play within the offense, they have a great opportunity.
Deflected out of play, last off of LeMoyne. Naume from the DMV.
I like to see Ogden put that ball on the floor, give her big an opportunity.
Ariel is fouled. She missed it. That's the second time she's missed the 3, but it doesn't count as a field goal attempt because
she was fouled and she'll shoot 3. So this is the second time. First time was in the right corner to end the half.
Ariel's previous career high is 14 against Cal Poly, and then she had a great game at Arizona last year when Stanford beat the Wildcats. Second free throw is in. She was fouled on a 2 earlier, missed both free throws, and then knocked down the last 5 since then. 21 for Janiyah. And the lead is ballooned to 46. Free throw line jumper rattles in for Adeyemi from Brooklyn, South Shore High School.
Yeah, ends a 10-0 run.
LeMoyne's got players from all over New York, Central New York, Western New York, New York City. Of course, Dr. Wallace, big fan of the Buffalo Bills out of Western New York. Ogden's 3's off. You're excited about your Bills this year.
The Bills Mafia. Had a chance to go watch him in Seattle last weekend. Well, a couple weekends ago, traveled to Seattle. Had a chance to watch him yesterday, one on the 61-yard field goal with Tyler Bass. 7-2. See what it looks like.
And at home, you don't see the huge smile on Joaquin's face. Clark inbounds it. That shot was not off in time, and it didn't matter anyway. A dominant third quarter. The Cardinal outscored LeMoyne 28-12, and they lead by 44 as we head to the fourth. Cardinal up by 44 in an unfamiliar position for Cameron Brink and Tara Vanderveer in the stands. An NCAA record, men or women, for Tara, 1,216 wins, 3 national championships, the last one 2021 in San Antonio, 13 Final Fours, 17-time Pac-12 Coach of the Year. I mean, you could kind of talk the entire broadcast and fill it up with the accolades of Tara Vanderveer. The bench empty in terms of no Tara there for the first time since 1985.
And you have to mention Hall of Famer as well.
And really, just one of the great people in the game of basketball. Had a chance to work with her for years, and everybody that worked with her at Stanford, they always admired not just her coaching, but her kindness, her generosity, and really zero ego for somebody with the most wins of all time.
Yeah, and you can tell their team as well. I mean, they've won. And the coaching staff has been in place. Players love to come here and play. That was a nice job by Aguirre using her offhand, finishing inside. She's starting to again percolate with 18 points.
March 9th, 1985, Stanford played USC. That's the last time the Cardinal played a game without Tara Vanderveer as the head coach. Elena Boscana knocks down a three. Tara, I should correct myself for a moment. 95-96, Stanford did not have Tara as the head coach because she was coaching Team USA, but that was the last time Stanford had a game where she was not the person in charge. Ariel, behind the back.
Stanford with their 15th three-pointer.
One short of the record. They've done it 3 times before. The last time they did it was against Idaho in 2018.
Boscana did a great job of getting inside and lifting it right over for the layup. Used the glass.
Clardy for Harriel. Can she keep it up? Yes, sir!
So that's deep. And that started with Clardy. She kept her chin up and found her teammate in the right corner. She was a knock it down for the 3 ball. So now they're 1-3 away from the record. And you called it, Tim. You said it could happen in the second half. You may be right.
Stanford up big. And Janiyah Harriel, you just saw her, 6 for 7 from the field, 24 points for Janiyah thus far. Stevenson with a block.
As you mentioned, those are career highs. Led the team last year with 39% shooting from behind the arc.
Stevenson wants to get into the 3 fun. Cardinal are sitting on 16. By the way, you want to go to the Wayback Machine?
Let's go.
The best 3-point shooting performance in Stanford history, Jennifer Azzi against Eastern Michigan went 7 for 7 in 1989.
Hayden Roberts for 3.
And of course, you talk great Stanford guards. Jennifer Azzi might lead the way. Harriel for 3. Off! That's a shocker. Stevenson got hammered there. Harriel's 3-point percentage goes all the way down to 87%.
Stevenson did a great job of playing through the contact. And Harriel's having just a great time. This is a game that she's going to remember. Whatever she did this morning, if she's superstitious, make sure that she does that going forward.
Same thing.
Same thing. Listen to the same song. Get up at the same time.
51-point lead for the Cardinal. Mary Ashley Stevenson makes the first. Janiyah, you mentioned it earlier, she didn't really play. She didn't play. She redshirted her freshman year. She played in just 19 games her redshirt freshman year, her second year. Last year she played 13 minutes a game. And as the season went on, she got better and better. And Janiyah has had her best game at Stanford so far in her Stanford career. 24 on 6 of 8 shooting as she hits the bench. That's probably her night. I mean, 24 points on 8 shots. It does not get more efficient than that.
Absolutely. I mean, she's just been on fire.
Something to watch, too. The LeMoyne, somebody with the LeMoyne staff told me before the game, LeMoyne has never given up 100 points. Roberts knocks down a 3. She has her double-double now with 15 and 12.
Yeah, she's solid. 15 and 12. 4 threes as well.
12 of the 28 rebounds, 15 of the 40 points for LeMoyne. Ogden steps in.
Yeah, Ogden showed her strength, turned around, knocked her defender down and said, you know what, I'm wide open. I might as well shoot this shot.
(92-40) Stanford, 52-point lead. 3 ball in the corner, off for Yanagacio.
Yeah, Roberts got away with a double dribble there.
Well, you've coached in these games where you might be up a lot, you might be down a lot. As a coach, what are you looking for right now?
Well, just want consistency, but you want the players that practice hard to get an opportunity to play, make some shots as well, because they're just as important. You're going to need to have them down as the season progresses forward. But again, Stanford is looking to find their continuity of 10 players, 10, 11 players. So this is an opportunity for players to showcase that they can play, that they belong in the lineup as well. So take advantage of these minutes.
Papadaki up top. Tessiel unavailable for Stanford, so had to go to different players at the guard position as Clardy slicing to the hoop. She's got 15, and that is a career high.
Yeah, Clardy did a great job of the change of direction.
Roberts. Even the threes that don't go in look pretty good.
Yeah, she's got a true shot.
Shea showing off that speed. Stavi from the corner. Too long. Mary Ashley Stevenson. Third effort, and yes.
Nice job. Stayed with it. The second side was able to finish.
You talk about fun lines. Mary Ashley's got 6, 10, and 5. Those 5-5-5 games. You don't see a lot of them in college. Ogden takes the baseline, couldn't quite put it in, and his last pop of the Cardinal.
Yeah, I like seeing Ogden going a little bit more convincing, kind of shied away from the contact.
Adeyemi, Margallo, Postel, in for LeMoyne, as is Michelina Lebardi, who is a junior from the Albany area. First action of the second half for Harper Peterson. Played the last little stanza of the first half. 6'3", really long. Just had a couple injuries, and Stanford's getting her up to speed. Adeyemi, wild shot. It's off. It's kept from going out of play, but you don't want to get it to Clardy, who is extremely quick. Peterson, rhythm 3, swish! There's the record. 17 threes tonight in the debut for KK, a Stanford Cardinal record.
And again, Clardy kept her chin up, able to find the open person. Her teammate was able to knock it down.
And Harper Peterson is a big-time shooter, 2-time All-State. Her father, Chance, played at Gonzaga. There's the 17th three of the night for Stanford, the most ever in a Cardinal game.
And she can say that she's the one that broke the record.
Tara Vanderveer watching next to Bernard Muir, the director of athletics here at Stanford. There's a 5-second call. And she's thinking, you know what?
5 seconds.
I coached 1,284 of these games here at Stanford. No, they never hit 17 threes for me.
Yeah, I ain't never done that. Well, another thing that's going to happen hasn't been done is 100 points scored against LeMoyne.
And Stanford's got 4 minutes to do it. There it is, 101. Stanford cruising like they're driving 70, 80 down the 101, and they lead by 61.
That was a nice step through second side with the finish for the freshman.
So, for the Cardinal, Stavi Papadaki, the only player other than the Talano Apollo who hasn't scored yet. Talano's day's probably over. Played 12 minutes and started. There you see Stavi, the last player to maybe score here for the Card. Lauren Green's just checked in for the first time. She's a junior from Castro Valley. Comes from a Stanford family. He's a walk-on, excellent defensive player. Adeyemi down low. A turnaround blocked out of the arms of Postel. And an offensive foul. And Stanford, the non-conference schedule will be challenging. They go to Indiana. That'll be not this weekend, but the weekend after. This weekend on Sunday, they're going to name the court for Tara Vanderveer. That'll be against Gonzaga. And then the Sunday after that, they'll go to Indiana. That was Tara's alma mater. And finish that home and home. They'll play LSU in the ACC SEC Challenge. Ohio State at Chase Center. And then December 13th at California. That's the ACC opener for Stanford. They'll play 18 games in the ACC. Cal is the one team that they'll play twice. Cardinal will pick 7th in the league.
This is a good start for the Cardinal. We put some items on film, break it down, show exactly what they need to continue to work on. But one thing they've done well is share the basketball and knock down the open threes.
Stanford will have Washington State on Thursday night. Dr. Wallace, Jenna Becerra on that call. Papadaki's threes off. Washington State tonight at the Beasley Coliseum in Pullman. They needed overtime to beat Eastern Washington 83-82. And you need like you're Dr. Wallace. You went to a lot of school, way more school than me. You're smarter than me, better looking than me. You're better dressed than me. But you need a major now to major in conference realignment.
I agree with that.
Washington State's in the WCC now. They'll be back in the Pac-12 in 2 years. Stanford, of course, is in the ACC. LeMoyne joined the Northeast Conference last year. Went 14-2 in their first year in that league. Blocked down low by Ume and Peterson.
And it's going to be interesting because, Washington State last year was in the Pac-12. So you got two former Pac-12 teams playing tomorrow. That's the second free ball for Peterson.
Real quick story. When everything went down and Oregon State and Washington State were kind of left in the dust, the first thing that Tara Vanderveer did was call the staffs at Oregon State and Washington State and say, hey, if you want to play a home and home, you can come play us. And that kind of tells you the type of person that Tara is. Ume. Locked away. Ume again is fouled.
She was relentless on the glass, went up and got her own rebound. But Peterson with a couple of threes.
Really long wings, 6'3". Her dad played at Gonzaga.
First personal number 21, Amaya
Gonzaga's not in Stanford's league, but they have played them every year. We've played them twice one year. And they'll play them here at Maples on Sunday when they unveil Tara Vanderveer courts.
And they've always played Stanford well.
Lisa Fournier has done an excellent job at Gonzaga. They beat Stanford last year up in the kennel in Spokane. Ume splits the 2 free throws. 105-40.
It'll be interesting because they don't have the Trung sisters, the twins, no longer with Gonzaga. So, they were wreaking havoc in the entire NC2A.
And of course, if you need that national conference realignment, they'll join the Pac-12 in a couple of years. Cloud throws it in. The Pac-12 schools went everywhere. To the WCC, some went to the Big 12, some went to the Big 10, and Stanford and Cal to the ACC. So they're dispersed all around the country in terms of their opponents moving forward. And so many different sports. It was really sad to see the Pac-12 go away, but women's basketball especially, there was really a special connection between a lot of the coaches in that league. Shea, high bank shots, no good. And Gallo.
And that was a different type of offense, a little pistol action for Stanford.
First time LeMoyne has ever given up 100 as a Division I school, D2 school. They've never given up 100 till tonight. They gave up 97 last year a couple of times. .107.43. A little bit different than Tara Vanderveer's first game as a head coach. November 22nd, 1985, Stanford beat Hawaii 68-65. This one, a little bit bigger in terms of margin of victory for Kate Pay.
And it's a great debut for her as well. 107 points, 18 three-pointers.
Janiyah Harriel knocks down 6 threes. Stanford knocks down a school record 18 threes. And Kate Pay has her first win in the books. 107-43, Stanford defeats LeMoyne. We'll take a break and come back with our player of the game. This is ACC Network Extra. Well, back here at Stanford, 107-43, Cardinal defeat LeMoyne in Kate Pay's first game in charge. Janiyah Harriel joining us. The team hit a school record 18 threes. You hit 6 of them. What was working?
Just penetrating, pitching, and trusting our teammates and finding the open person. Really just being unselfish.
I have a question for you. Are you superstitious?
I am not.
Because whatever you did this morning, make sure you do that going forward. And some people don't shoot well in this mask. You've proven that you can shoot well in a mask. Outstanding job, 24 points. You're talking about the unselfishness, but you was in a rhythm. What was working for you today?
My teammates were just finding me in the right spots, and I was just doing what we practiced and knocking down the open shot.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
And obviously, you lose the top 3 leading scorers, but it is more kind of a team game, more movement towards the offense. What was it kind of like executing the offense today?
It was great. We've been working really hard to get good execution and finding the right plays. And, you said we lost 3 of our leading scorers, but we just have so much depth, and it's just about people stepping into new roles. And I think everyone's doing a really great job of stepping into those roles.
All right, congratulations, and enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
So a career high for Janiyah Harriel, 24 points.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janiyah, as Stanford victorious today, and she's got to sign some autographs when she comes out. After she's got to go get her first post-game talk from Kate Pay, and then she'll sign some of the autographs. Looking like Rip Hamilton out there.
Well, anytime you can go out and make 18 threes, it bodes well for you. And the other team as well. We talked to the head coach for LeMoyne. He said it was either pick your poison. It was going to either inside or outside. And guess what? He said they're going to have to beat it from the outside, and they did with 18 three-pointers.
Now Stanford in the debut for Kate Pay puts up 107. It was a school record 18 threes. The Cardinal over 50% from the field, over 50% from deep. Clicking on all cylinders, a 64-point win, 107-43. So the end of our doubleheader. Kyle Smith and company, he gets his first win at Stanford. Kate Pay in their nightcap with the women gets her first win at Stanford. All smiles at Maples Pavilion. 107-43 is our final. Reminder, our next broadcast will be Thursday, 7 p.m. Stanford hosts the old conference mates, the Cougs of the Washington State Cougars here at Maples. For Joaquin Wallace and our entire crew with the ACC Network Extra, my name is Tim Swartz. Have a great Monday night, everybody.